Powers resolution today, which would restrict President Trump's military authority without congressional approval. Joining me now is Texas Congressman August Pfluger. He serves on the House Homeland Security Committee, and he is the chairman of the Republican Study Committee. Mr. Chairman, great to see you. Thank you so much for being here. The House is going to vote on this resolution supported by Ro Khanna and Thomas Massie tomorrow. Give us your sense of how this plays out.
Well, Maria, it's just ridiculous. And Democrats have less credibility on national security issues than grade school kids. If they were serious, they would actually fund our homeland security, and they would have taken steps years ago to check Iran. And this is all in response to President Obama being the appeaser-in-chief for so many years. As you know, I'm a combat veteran. Iran and the terror regime has metastasized over the last 47 years, and it is a clear and present danger, and the president has the lawful authority under the Constitution, under Article 2. I'm the biggest believer in Article 1, but he has done what should have been done 15 years ago, so I'm proud that he's done that. And by the way, as an airman, Airpower, I think, has once again been highlighted in the ways that it can help affect strategic outcomes and prevent, this terror threat from spreading even further, and will make our world and the region even safer.
Well, it's a very important point that you make, and as a combat veteran, I want you to assess the military armament on the ground. And so many of our assets now in the region. What do you want to say about the stockpile in terms of the president's comments? Often that we can't make enough weapons to keep up with this world that we live in, China on the march, Russia on the march, Iran, et cetera, and this idea that the president wants a $1.5 trillion defense budget in 27.
Maria, you are exactly right, and we should be focused on that. And that's the point, that you just can't trust Democrats right now to do much of anything. The president is right. We do need to increase our stockpiles. We do need the manufacturers to get very serious about producing faster and more effectively. And Congress does need to increase our funding, because the threats are real. It's not just Iran, as you mentioned. It is Russia. It is China. And my fellow colleagues and former fighter pilots and those that are on the ground and those that are in naval ships right now, they need the best weapon systems, and they need them at the speed in order to defend and to prevent further conflicts around the world.
Yeah, and in the middle of all of this conversation about defense spending and what happens next, you've got the Department of Homeland Security shut down. I mean, look, FEMA's disaster relief fund is now below $5 billion. Top House Democrats are urging members to vote against this potential to open the DHS. It's a Republican-led funding bill for the DHS, expected on the floor this week. What are you expecting there? Kristi Noem returning to Capitol Hill, testifying in front of the House lawmakers after being grilled by the Senate Judiciary Committee yesterday. She's talking about the department's work in deterring potential domestic Iranian sleeper cells as the conflict in the Middle East rages on. What do we need to understand about the homeland and the impact on the homeland? And give us your sense of when this logjam breaks for DHS.
Well, we're at a critical point right now. President Biden let in 10 million illegal aliens, those that are violent criminals that pose a terror threat, as you just mentioned. We saw this in Austin, Texas, tragically this past weekend, and that's the kind of threat we need to be preventing, quite frankly, from terrorizing our communities. So, I think 2025 and 2026 for Democrats is going to be defined by a choice that they have made to not defend our homeland, to not keep our communities safe, which is really sad when you think about it. I mean, that should be the most bipartisan thing that we do here. The Committee on Homeland Security was formed in the wake of the 9/11 tragedy, and now they are defining themselves by saying we don't care about Homeland Security. And it's not just that. It's the impact on TSA. It's the impact on everyday life for FEMA and disaster relief, as you mentioned. So it's a sad situation, and we've called on them to do the right thing, and they just refuse to do it.
So, I mean, at some point, this has to reopen, right? I mean, how are you going to deal with this? 260,000 DHS employees will soon start missing paychecks.
Well, that's right, Maria. And, eventually we're going to have to make the decision as Republicans that maybe we just have to do this ourselves. And it's part of Reconciliation 2.0, which I've been leading and have a plan for, all about affordability and the things that on your show you talk about every day.
Yeah.
But Republicans, we've got answers on this, and we may just have to go it alone. But again, very sad that they're defining themselves and letting the radical left take over their mainstream, if there are mainstream Democrats left. That this thought process that they wouldn't fund our own homeland security is just ridiculous.
All right. Address Texas for us. Voters went to the polls yesterday for Texas's closely watched primary elections. On the Democrat side, James Tallarico defeated Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett in that hotly contested primary. Tallarico is vowing to take back Texas, Congressman. Crockett maintains voters have been disenfranchised, but Tallarico's challenger is still undecided. The GOP race coming down to a runoff in May between incumbent Senator John Cornyn and State Attorney General Ken Paxton. In the 2nd District congressional primary, newcomer Steve Toth beat out incumbent Dan Crenshaw as well. Your reaction to the races yesterday?
Well, I think a couple of things. Number one, Democrats are going to use this line to tout turnout and all this. I mean, the only thing that I take from that is that they don't like President Trump. And it doesn't matter if he cures cancer today. They have no platform. Their only platform is Trump derangement syndrome. Number two, Texas is a conservative state. We will stay conservative. We will win those statewide elections. And when it comes to November, which is completely different than this primary season, we will be victorious. And I have full faith and confidence that we're going to continue to get the agenda done for President Trump.
All right, Congressman, we'll be watching your work, certainly. Good to see you this morning. Thank you, August Pfluger on Capitol Hill. We'll be right back.